My name's Endevar, and this is Surviving with Create. And last time we got this crazy tunnel bore machine built, and I'm very pleased to say that this has been doing very well. If you have a look at the stuff in this vault, it's absolute madness. And between episodes, I've been running this down in the quad slime chunk that we've got over there. That's what those pillars are over there, mining that out. So I haven't done anything from the surface. We're going to go down from the top another day, but I've just been mining out the bottom just to get some of the resources. And I also have a stock link and a package drop on here now. And these are all connected up with these chains, and I always forget I can do this. That's why I started the video like that. So back in here, looking at our stock keeper, we now can see everything that's in there. So obviously really crazy with the cobble deep slate and the cobblestone, and I can just request that. I've got tons of the other stuff as well. So the andesite, I've been using that and turning that into the andesite alloy because I'm going to need to use some of those today. And if we look down into the slime chunks, this is what I've got mined out so far. Now, there's not a lot of slime spawning, but that's because there's so many caves around here. You can see on the map there's so many mobs around, but we're doing quite well. And as I say, it's not really for the slime. We can craft that with dirt and lime dye, so just digging this out is purely for the blocks and the resources at the minute. I've got tons of diamonds and redstone and lapis and loads of iron and zinc and everything from this, so it's gone very well. But if we get back up to the house, there was something I wanted to do first today, but I had a bit of a disaster between episodes, and by that I mean my house completely burnt down. And when I say burnt down, I'm not being dramatic. Looking at this replay, yeah, pretty much everything went. Anything that was made of wood in this house completely went, and I know why. Well, we'll have a look at that in a minute, but I did have this happen a few episodes ago, and it was just the main central staircase that went, and that was a pain to build back up. But as you can see here, yeah, the whole roof went. Most of the floors were made of wood. I'd lost my whole enchanting area because all the bookshelves burnt. The only thing that remained pretty much was the trapdoors and the deep slate outline of the roof. And the reason I think this happened, I'm 99% sure anyway, is the iron farm. So I did have this block here. There was stone bricks here, and the lava source was here, flowing this way and into there to turn that into cobble, and that's what I was getting my iron from. But unfortunately, it somehow got through this wall, or it set something else alight. I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah, this whole staircase went up, and every floor, as we've seen in that replay. But I've done a few little changes that will hopefully mean that won't happen. So I've obviously taken that lava out now, and I'm going to do an iron farm somewhere else. The only other lava I've got is this one here, and this is surrounded by stone and the andesite casings, and these can't burn, which is good. Even though they look like wood, just like fancier with the bit around the edge, these don't set on fire at all. Even if you have lava flowing on them, they won't set on fire. So I've made a few changes now. I did have oak logs in the middle of here originally, but I've changed that out for an andesite casing now. I'm not 100% sure on the look of it, but it's definitely much safer. So if the staircase goes, yeah, I'll have to build that again, but it's alright, I've done it 3 times now, so I know what I'm doing. The other change I made is all the floors now are andesite casings. So I did actually rebuild this all exactly as it was, but then just thinking about it, I thought, no, I should try and make it a little bit safer, put some fire breaks in. And yes, I know I could turn the fire tick off, but I never do that. I never play with that because, to be honest, I've never had this problem before. All the years I've been playing Minecraft, I've never had a building completely burned down. So first time for everything. And then on the next floor, I've done exactly the same thing. I put the andesite casings on here as well, and I've also got this replaced. And then up at the top, same again. This is all andesite casings as well. And up there, I don't think I've done anything up here, but I'm pretty sure this wouldn't be able to set on fire. This wouldn't be able, the fire wouldn't be able to spread up here. And rebuilding all of this has been such a pain as well. I hate doing this thing because I have to build like some support structures out to build everything from below. So having to rebuild this, yeah, I don't want to do that again. So we're going to make sure that we have no lava. That is job 1. So we saw that bit down there for the super smelter, but there is another little bit that I'm slightly concerned about. So let's grab some buckets. I think I only need like 8, but yeah, let's do that. Why not? So what I'm talking about is I have a lava farm just below my house. But if we just come out the side of here, we're going to do a bit of cheaty free cam so you can see where it is. So round the side here, I've got this path going around here now. And just below here, we have our lava farm. Now, it is pretty safe. It shouldn't cause any problem there. But, you know, we've got these logs here. So I'm actually going to get rid of this as well. So, yeah, I'll do it from below because we can access that. But what I've been doing between episodes, while the house was burning down and I didn't notice, is I've been building out this platform around here. So it was just building a stone platform, minding my own business. I did have to go back in and get a few more resources, and this is all too thick, I think. I just can't believe, because I was going in and out all the time, I didn't think it had burned down completely, but it did. So anyway, we have the buckets, so let's get downstairs, get rid of this lava, and then I can relax a little bit more, can't I? So it's just over here, and I've got loads of lava here now. It's all pumped into a fluid tank, so I've got 128 buckets in there. So if I just grab all of these as well, we're going to move this, and we're going to have a bigger version of this somewhere else, and then we have all that in there. I don't think that'll cause any problems with it. Should we just grab it all anyway, because we're going to move it at some point. Should probably get another tank as well and put that away somewhere, but let's get rid of all those, and yeah, might as well just get rid of this completely. Yeah, because I'm not gonna use this again down here. So let's get that, and should probably light this up as well now, because no lava anymore. Right. Okay, feel a bit safer now. So what I want to do next is to get on with setting up a windmill, and that was the thing that I want to do on the side of the tower, which is just here. So if we have a look, can I see it from out here? Probably not. So up at this top bit here, I do have a little window here. So what I was thinking was putting a windmill up here, and it's going to go right down there. It's going to be a real big crazy thing. I want to see loads of stuff sticking outside of this house, so I think that's going to be a good idea. I do have a windmill bearing because I crafted one accidentally when I was supposed to do a mechanical bearing, so I'm going to go get all the stuff we need for that, and I do have a design figured out already, so I suppose we should just get on with it, and then I can start using the power for the other thing I want to do today, which is the precision mechanism, because that is going to allow us to get into some much more advanced stuff. So let's see what we need for this windmill. So I'm going to put all this lava in here, lava buckets I should say. So you go in there, and I've already requested a few of these things. So I've got the windmill bearing here. It's nice and simple, any stone, any slab, and a shaft. So I've got that. I also have a shaft and some brass ingots, and what I'm going to do with this is craft a flywheel, and this is just a fancy looking wheel that you can put on your contraptions, and it'll just rotate around with it, and it's pretty cool looking thing. So we're just going to put that in the middle. I also want a brass casing as well. I'm going to build it out of oak logs. We've got spruce stairs and fences, and I also want some trapdoors as well. So I should have some of those, I think. Yeah, there we go. Let's grab those. And then we also need the windmill sails, and when we craft these, if we have a look, it's out of wool, andesite alloy, and sticks. And I'm going to do 2 stacks of these. So let's get that. So stack each of those and 2 stacks of sticks. That should allow us to craft 2 stacks. So the reason I'm doing 2 stacks is because that is the minimum you need to get the maximum speed out of a windmill. So the less sails you have on it, the slower it goes, the less power it generates. So what we're going to have here is one that does 8,192 stress units. So let's craft these windmill sails. So there we go. We have 2 stacks. So let's have a look at how these things work. So there's 2 main ways you can set up these. You can either have them like I'm going to do up there, like a traditional style windmill where you'd have it pointing out and it'll rotate like vertically, but we can also have it facing up as well. So if we just put this down like this, I'm actually going to go 1 block up because we need to get to the power underneath. So if we take that out, still can't see, so let's come down a bit, and you see the shaft there, that's where we're going to take the power from. Initially, what we want to do is put any block on here, because as that's a sticky face, that will stick to that, and that will rotate around with it. So to get this rotating around, all we need to do is put the windmill sails on it. And the great thing about these is you don't need to stick them to anything. You need to have 1 block on there, and then just stick the sails to it, and then you can just go up like that. And you need a minimum of 8 for this to work. So we're just going to put 2 on each side like that, and this is like a turbine style windmill. So if we go like that, that is the most basic windmill you can do, and that will now work, and it'll rotate, I believe, at 1 RPM, and it's generating 512 stress units. So that is the same stress units as a large water wheel, so that is really good, and this is the minimum size that we can do. So we'll take that out, and what we can do is make this even bigger. So let's do 6 on each side, just like that. So now if we get that rotating, that is going to go a little bit faster. Now it would be handy if I'd put a speed controller on there, wouldn't it? Don't suppose I've got a gearbox on me either. No. So let's put that on there. So that is going at 3 RPM now, and it is generating 1,536 stress units. So this does scale up quite quickly the more of these we get on. And we're going to put 128 sails on our main one. But let's just tear this down and we'll have a look at the other type. So get rid of that. Oh, these don't. I thought these would just pop off, but no. Okay, so for the other type, let's just come up a bit. Oh, did I just take that chain? Oh, I just broke my chain, didn't I? Never mind. So we should probably fix that. And there we go. Right, let's try and get out of the way so we don't break anything. Okay, so let's come up here a little bit, and then with our windmill bearing, we can just put that down. Have a log on the front of it. I should probably get rid of all this as well. and then we can put this all the back so we can see what's happening, and then same for this one. Okay, so as you can see, this is basically the exact same setup, but we can just put the sills on top like this, and then to the side. And can I go below? No, of course I can't. We'll do that like that. And then if I just drop down, I can go like that. And again, that is the minimum size, but with the other orientation. So I'm going to get that going. And that is now, again, 1 RPM and 512 stress units. That is basically all we need to know to get something simple up and running. We could just put all of the fans on like this, and it would work, and it would generate tons of stress, but it wouldn't look very good. So what we can do to fancy this up, if we just take these off, what I'm going to do is put some more clogs coming out from this center one. Now, if we try and rotate this, these obviously aren't stuck together. So that is why we need the glue. So come up here a little bit, and then we can go like that. And then it's best to stick it at this stage, because then for the windmill cells, you can just stick these on any side and they will stick to it. So I'm just going to go in like this, and then up there like that. And now with the sills, this is going to look a lot better. So we'll just do this going around like this. Now at this scale, it's a little bit silly having these big logs with only 8 sills on it. But then if we go up like that, that again is now done. So shall we be dangerous and come up here and do it? And then if we just get that rotating, that is again working. So this is the minimum design with the logs coming out. So this is basically what I'm going to do, but these are going to come out a lot further, and we're going to have 32 on each side. So I think they're doing it in 3 rows, so it's going to be 10 blocks long. So yeah, it's going to be quite big, but I'm having it right at the top of this tower here, and it's probably going to come down quite a few blocks, and I'm going to be able to see it when I'm stood in there. So I'm quite excited about getting this done. So let's get this ripped down, and then we can get on with building this thing. Right, so we've got that rotating round, and that's looking pretty good to me. Now the challenge for me is to figure out how I'm going to get this power down into where I want to use it. So we're right up at the top of the tower here. And, oh no, I don't want to go out there. And this is, I did get the achievement for a strong breeze, which is assemble a windmill of maximum strength. So we can actually just double check this, see what we're getting out of it. So we've got 16 RPM, which is alright, but we can gear that up, obviously. And then for the stress, we've got 8,192 stress units. So that is definitely going to do the trick for what I want to use it for. So I'm going to take a little bit of time now and try and figure out how I'm going to get the power down there. I'm probably just going to do something pretty easy with gearboxes. And I was thinking I'd do it on the outside originally, but I don't really need to do that, do I? Because I've got plenty of space in here. So all I want to do is take it down into this next level down here. So it's this one. Is it? No, it's not even that one, is it? Ah, that's the wrong one. It's actually in here. So we're rotating up on the next bit. Just there, and we want it just over here. So maybe we could do it outside. If I could do it like, maybe if I come to this bit here, that'd work. So yeah, I'll do that a little bit off camera, because yeah, running shafts and gearbox and stuff makes my brain hurt. So I should probably do that without having to speak, and then we'll have a look and get the precision mechanism tester going. Okay, so a short time later, and I think I'm set up now. So I've got a whole mess of cogs in here, I will explain. So just down here, this is the back of the windmill, and then we just have a vertical gearbox there going up, and then just some encased chain drives taking the power across here. And then we're just doing our standard gearing up thing, and this is going all the way up to 256. Now, once I get the precision mechanism, I could replace all this, but you know what? It's out of the way, so I may not do that. And then we just have a couple of chain drives, bring the power back across here, and then a vertical gearbox going down, and it's just in the corner of where the tower is. So if we have a look down here, it's on the outside corner of the tower. So if we just around here, it's coming out, and we will see this from the outside a little bit. So I can do something up there, maybe put some metal brackets on there, or I suppose I could just do the casings on this bit, couldn't I? So let's do that there. So you'll also notice I've made a bit of a mess in the floor. Now this is a bit of a challenge, and this is a very, very small room, but I think I should be okay to do the precision mechanism in here. So what I'm doing here is just putting some shafts in the floor. I'm going to have the belts going along here, and now we will see this from below, but if I encase all of this, it's just going to look like andesite casing below. So we'll just do that. Now we don't really see anything at the top here, but from below that will look very different. So actually, let's go have a look at that. Yeah, so on this floor here, you can see that's where one of the belts is, and it's just covered all like that. It doesn't join together with the andesite casing, but I think that's all right. So I've put that there like that. Now we're not going to see anything from down there. So if we come back up to the top, we should be good to go now. So I am going to need to replace one of these and run this down somehow. And I'm going to need a vault at either end, and I think these are going to have to go as well. Yeah, so I've already got trapdoors on the side of here, so I think this is going to look pretty good. So we're not going to notice really any difference from outside. So let's just grab these. The plan is really just have a vault at each end, and they're going to have funnels on to input and output the items, and then all we need in the middle is 3 deployers, and those 3 deployers need cogwheels, large cogwheels, and iron nuggets. So that is the setup, but I should probably explain why we're doing this. So what we're trying to do is craft this thing, the precision mechanism, and this tells you how to do it. So you just need 3 deployers with the 3 things I just said, and you need to run through this whole process 5 times. So it's this one, and this one, and then you do those 3 things 5 times. So there's 15 steps to it. So doing it manually on here would be a real pain, and there is also a 20% chance of it failing, so you'll get some random item from it. So we just need to put gold sheets in, and then it'll run through, and then we'll get a partial precision mechanism, put that through again, and then hopefully at the end we'll get the final product. So we're just going to do it on belts rather than on depots, and we just need to keep it running through. We need 1 filter to stop all the junk coming out, but other than that it's pretty simple. So I just need to craft up some deployers. I'm just going to do the small vault, so 3 and 3, so we need 6 vaults, 3 deployers, and with all the gear and mess that I've got here, I think I should have everything I need apart from 4 funnels. So let's go get that and give that a go. Right, so I think I've got everything I need now. Got the deployers, the vaults, and the brass funnels, and that is the main thing. We just need to feed items into the deployers as well, so that's why I've got some chutes, and I'm going to put barrels on top of there. But let's just get the basic setup first. So we're going to have vaults here, and the main reason I like vaults is because of the size of them. You don't have to move items across, so you can feed items in one way and then bring them back in the other. So we're just going to do that at both ends, and then each end is going to have a brass funnel on it as well. So I'll just stick all those on there, just clear up my inventory a bit, and then the deployers are going to have to go on this one here, and then there should be enough space up there to put the barrel and whatever else we're going to do. So it's a very tight spot, this, but we should be good. So can I do this like that? Is that right? I think that's right. So we'll go like that. So I'll put the filters on this side, so we could filter them, but I don't think it is 100% necessary. And can I take this out as well? Oh, I can. Brilliant. No, I can't. So I'll take that one out. We might be able to reach something. Okay, so on top of there, we're going to put the chutes like that, and then we're going to have barrels on top of there. This is definitely not ideal. I will say that. So maybe I have to do something better with the roof and have a bit more room. But if we just put our barrels up here, so we're going to have one there, next one there, and next one there. So we could do this either way, but I like to go left to right just so I know what I'm doing. So we're going to put the small cogwheels in there. And I can reach from here, so that's alright. Large cogwheels in that one. And then we want iron nuggets. I've got them in the last one. So definitely we need to get these filled up. But those have gone onto those deployers. So once things start moving along here, these will stamp down onto it. And we need to put some gold sheets into one of them. So we're going to need a hatch as well, aren't we, to be able to get the stuff in. But let's assume that it's going this way. This is only ever going to have items in it that are allowed to go this way. And the way that's going to work is we're going to have a list filter on this one that blocks any of the salvage from coming out. So that means only the precision mechanisms can come back this way and then go again to do the next stage. So I have a list filter here, and this is just wool and iron nuggets, so nice and cheap. And then what we're going to do with this, we're going to put this on deny list, and we're going to put in all of the things that we don't want to come back out. I believe crushed raw gold is one of them, gold nuggets, andesite alloy is another one. I am just doing this from memory, so I'm definitely going to miss something. Small cogwheel is definitely one, so I'll stick you in there. Shaft as well, and I think that's it. Or is there was a clock. I think there's a clock as well. I think that's a really low chance, that one though. But put it in just completeness, and I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. We'll soon find out, won't we? So deny list, do that, and then we're going to put that one in there. So after the first pass, they'll go into here, and then they'll just come straight back out. So all I need to do now really is just wire this up. So I need a gearbox in there because that's going to let these rotate in opposite directions. So I'll put you there, and then if we just put a vertical gearbox there, hopefully that'll be rotating the right way around. If not though, I can just put another gearbox on and that'll sort it out. So I'll go like that, and then put these shafts on here, and that's going the wrong way. So all we need to do is if we get rid of one of these, and then we just put a vertical gearbox there, and that is now going the right way around. So we just need to get some gold sheets, and then we can put that through, and that should be working okay. So I'll need to get a hatch as well, so I can put it into the vaults. That's the downside of the vaults, you can't manually interact with them. So do I have any gold sheets? I've got a stack there, so we'll get that. And do I have a hatch? I don't think I've done one yet, right? So I need 9 trapdoor. So let's have you, and let's get a hatch. Now I am also going to need to figure out a way of getting these things out of here, but I'm thinking I could probably just do a stock link on it, although I don't know how I'd get them sent. But it is coming from this one, so maybe I could just go directly below. Would that work? Yeah, maybe. Anyway, let's get these in and get it going. So it's going to put the hatch on there, and shall we just put one in for now, make sure this works okay. So you go in there, doors aren't powered yet, so that's not going to work, is it? That's a bit silly. Okay, so let's go. Should we send the power up a bit so it's not too... Yeah, actually, let's take you out. I'm going to put that there, so it's coming this way, and it's one higher, isn't it? So let's go encase chain drive like that, and then we could do you there and there. Now that should be doing its thing. So yeah, that is going through, and it's getting stamped, and it's been through a few times now. Yeah, and there we go. That is it. Actually, I need to blacklist the precision mechanism and self dice because I want them to stay in here. So let's take this back off, go back into here, and put you in there as well, and now we should be good. So stick that on there, and that precision mechanism should now end up in there. Great stuff. So that is now working. So what we can do with that is put the rest of the gold sheets in there, and I should set that to only allow one out at a time, but that's all right once it gets back around again. So oh, we're out of what we're out of already. So these are already run out. Right, so those have all run out. That's definitely run out. So I just need to restock this, and this is where it would have been handy to automate all the crafting of the cogs, but we've got plenty of planks and stuff, haven't we? So let's grab that, and I also want iron nuggets as well. So let's just get a few stacks of iron ingots. And have you. So let's do a ton of cogwheels. I'm actually going to need to craft this up there so I can just put them straight in. Alright, so small ones in there. Oh, I might have shafts, that's why. Okay, so let's do some large cogwheels. Put you in there. And then finally let's get those nuggets in there as well. Right, so that's going across, doing its thing. And we've got anything in there yet. Alright, so I've still got the one. That's still, I think it's still on the first stage because they all came out together. Alright, so we have what, five precision mechanisms already done. That is very good news. And it's so cool seeing that windmill go past there as well. I love this. Right, so we out again. Right, so I need to get these stocked up, right? So I'll get that done now, because that's a little bit boring. And then we can maybe put one of these to use, because there is something I want to get done with it straight away. Okay, so I've done a bit of crafting there. Not the most exciting thing to do, but I now have a few stacks of each of the cogwheels and a ton of the iron nuggets, because that was the easy bit. So now I've got another stack of golden sheets. This is set to only output one at a time, so if I put those in there, those will now start flying through as well. So we have 55 from the last lot of the stack that I put in, so that's not too bad. So with another stack, that's going to be quite a lot. But I am going to use these, if we have a look at what they're for. The main thing I want it for is the rotation speed controller, and this allows us to change the speed very precisely, and we don't have to do all the gearing up, and it only takes up a space of one block with a large cogwheel on top, so those are really efficient. We're going to use the mechanical arms as well once we get into the steam boilers. That's going to put the fuel into it for us. Obviously the train controls and the factory gauge is one of the first things that I want to use this for. But before we get into that, a slight oversight on my part. I spent a lot of time thinking how I'd cram all this into this very tiny space. And yeah, I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to request these from here. So I'm going to have a little think and see what I can come up with. And then we can put our first precision mechanism to use. Right, so after a little bit of messing about, I think I've got this sorted. So it's not the prettiest sight downstairs, but it's kind of the idea. I'd like to have like lots of things poking through. Like this house has been like modified to incorporate like pipes and tubes and belts and stuff going everywhere. So I do want to see that. I don't want it all hidden in the walls. So let's just give this a try and see what happens. So we'll put another one in there, and that's going to go through a few times, and it should finish off and then go downstairs. So actually, let's see if we can see it happen. So what I've got is this filter here, and it's exactly the same as the one that we had in there, but this one is an allow list. So everything that I'm denying going through there will actually get sent down into this chute and down a few belts that we've got down here, and it comes down into this bit. Can't see here. So this is just a chain drive there, and I've got a few gearboxes below this floor rotating some belts. So if you just come down here, where are we? I can't see actually, but basically we have a belt up there, so those chutes will come down onto the top of that, and then the belt will transfer everything into here. So I'm not requesting it. It's basically anything that ends up in there that doesn't go back around again will just get transferred into this item vault. So if we have a look at the precision mechanism now, we should have 110. Yeah, so I had 109 before, now I've got 110. So I'm just going to put the rest of these gold sheets in, and then we can get those sent round, and then whatever it produces will end up in the main vault, which is good. So let's take those, put those in there, and those will just do the thing. And then we'll just have them on hand. So I think that should do him for now. I've done 3 stacks of gold sheets, and I don't have tons of gold, so I think the gold farm is going to have to get bumped up the list a little bit, but we're doing all right for now. So do we have any more coming in? Right, so that's our first one coming in now. So it was 110, we're up to 113. Hopefully we'll get a couple more than that. But anyway, let's just take one of these, and what we want to do is craft it firstly into the rotation speed controller. So I've already got a brass casing there, that's all it costs, and then we're going to need a large cog as well, which oh no, I thought I'd need to craft that. So let's grab that. And if we take those, we can craft our first rotation speed controller. And these are such a handy thing. I'm going to need a few shafts as well. I've not got any. I've got some there. Right, okay. So what I want to do with this first is compact our gearing up setup that we've got on our main part, which is down here. So what we had originally is this big mess of cogs. So if I take this out, it's completely going to break everything that I've got around the base. But hopefully I can get this up and running and it's going the same way. So I may regret this, but let's just get rid of all this. But doing it like this as well, it means I'm going to be able to get a few more water wheels in here. And then I can also add those in as well. I could do that anyway, because this was separate to the iron farm, but I think I'm just going to add a few more down there, tie it into this. But this isn't going to be my main power forever, and very soon, especially now I've got the precision mechanisms, I can get the steam boiler up and running. So let's have a look at how I'm going to do this. So I don't need to do all of this up here, do I? Tell you what we'll do. Let's get rid of that as well. And I'm going to have, might not be the prettiest thing here, but let's do that there. And then we're going to put the large cog on top. So all we need to do here is run some shafts. I will replace these with water wheels eventually, so they can just go directly into this. And that is now rotating at 16 RPM. But we don't want that. What we want to do is change that up to 256. So this will still rotate at the normal speed, but then this is going to go at the max speed. So I just need a couple of chain drives. I suppose I could do it with gearboxes. It depends which way it's rotating, to be honest. But it actually doesn't matter, because if I right click on this again, I can actually switch it the other way just by going like that. So let's just see if it's all going the right way. Right, these are rotating. So what's going on there? That's going the right way. That's good, because this is all running off that as well. Why have these things stopped? Can't remember where did I power these from? Can't actually remember. Right, that's from up there, isn't it? So let's go see what's happening with that. Right, so I figured out what the problem is. There's actually 2 connections going from down there. So let's just grab some chain drives and I should be able to fix this. Hopefully, again, this is going the right way. Oh no, that's not going to work now, is it? Because all this is broken, so I actually need to get those chain drives. Okay, so view. This is the problem when you change everything around. Need to remember how it all works. So what I've got going on here is this. So this sends up most of the power into the house, and then this one over here only goes into the farms. So let's grab that. We'll go like that and like that. That might work. So again, it needs to make sure that everything's going the right way. If not, just take a gearbox in. Okay, so probably the easiest way to check. Actually, let's do it down here. Yeah, that's going the right way. And the chains are up and running again. So I'll tell you what, let's just request some logs so we can see those come up here. Let's get insane. Oh, no, that was really quick. Unless I got them from in here. Alright, let's get some stripped ones in. Those should come from over there. Oh, you know what? I don't... Whatever. Tell you what, let's do carrots. Right, there we go. So those coming from outside, those coming up here. So, right, that's it. So I can get some water wheels in there now, but I think next time we're definitely going to get the steam boiler up and running, because that's going to mean we can generate hundreds of thousands of stress units and get on with doing the really crazy farms. So yeah, that is how the rotation speed controller works. Very handy item, and we can put this anywhere we want to gear things up, and we can do it to more exact amounts. Normally when you're gearing up you just tend to double things, but with this, if we want it at 240 we can do that. And it's very handy if you're right at the limit of where your stress units are, you can tweak it down a little bit just so you don't overstress your whole system. And we are definitely going to be using these throughout the base in lots of other things, and the precision mechanism is definitely going to come in handy for some other stuff. And with that, I'm going to have to leave it there, but I am very happy with the progress that we've made today. Got the crazy windmill going, and that's powering all the stuff we need for the precision mechanism. So very pleased that we've got all that done, and the precision mechanism opens up so many doors, and I can't wait to get that put to use. But with that, we'll leave it there, and next time we'll get on with something even crazier. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.